A $9,000 air conditioner has about $2,500 of hardware sitting inside it. Same box, same badge, same 10-year warranty. The other $6,500 is real money going somewhere real. Almost nobody will show you where. Remember that one word, itemized. It comes back at the end, and it's the only word on your quote that saves you anything. I've got 3 quotes for the same 3-ton changeout, and I'm taking all 3 apart. Hardware, labor, overhead, margin last. Before we go further, if there's a quote on your kitchen table right now and you can't tell what half those lines mean, that's the design, not you. Guide 3 of the HVAC Defense Vault is the quote decoder. 2026 fair price bands for 16 jobs. So you know your number before he says his. $29.99 instead of $49.99 at launch pricing, 30-day money back, link below at coilexposed.com. Now, 3 quotes. Same house, same 3-ton system, same ductwork. Quote A is $6,200. Quote B is $9,000. Quote C is $14,500. By the end, you'll have 3 things. What the hardware costs, what the crew in your driveway costs, and the one number that decides whether $9,000 was a bargain or a beating, and it isn't on any of the 3. That last one is the secret. Stay for it. Layer 1. The hardware. A mid-efficiency 3-ton condenser and a matched evaporator coil runs a licensed contractor $2,000 to $3,500 at the supply house. Add the line set, the whip, the disconnect, the drain line, the dryer, the thermostat, and the refrigerant charge, and your hard goods land between $2,500 and $4,500. That range moved recently. The old R410A refrigerant went out of manufacturing on January 1st, 2025. Every new system runs the A2L refrigerants now, and distributors are reporting equipment premiums of 8 to 15% on the new generation. The honest catch, and I won't pretend it away, nobody publishes a real dealer price sheet. What a contractor nets after his tiered discount and rebate is a number I can bracket, not one I can hand you to the dollar. Layer 2. The labor. Here's where the story people tell online falls apart. The Bureau of Labor Statistics puts the median wage for heating and air conditioning mechanics and installers at $28.75 an hour. So a comment section math guy runs it. 2 men, 1 day, $600. Then he asks where the other $7,000 went. The wage isn't the cost. Payroll tax, workers' comp, liability insurance, the truck, the benefits. The burden runs 1/3 to 3/4 on top before anybody bills a minute. And a full changeout, condenser and coil, done to code, is not a half day. Working contractors put it at 6 to 8 hours with 2 men, 12 to 16 man-hours. The honest catch? That figure comes from working technicians, not a published labor book. It's the strongest number I found, and I'm telling you how strong it is. Look at the quote on your table. How many separate line items does it have? 1, 3, 12? Drop the number in the comments, I read them. And if you're still here, you already understand what this channel is. It doesn't tell you what to buy, it tells you what they counted on you never adding up. Subscribe, and you won't look at a 1-line quote the same way again. Layer 3. Overhead, the layer nobody itemizes and everybody pays for. Dispatch. The phone answered at 9 at night in August. The warranty callback where the manufacturer covers the part and the contractor eats the labor. Unbillable drive time. 6 months where the phone barely rings. For a typical residential shop, overhead eats 30 to 40% of revenue before a dime of profit exists. And one almost no homeowner knows about, that 0% financing offer they slid across the table, isn't free. Contractor financing rate sheets show the dealer pays 8 to 12% of the ticket to buy that 0 down for you. On a $9,000 job, that's $700 to $1,100. Charged to him, priced into you, whether you finance or not. So run the math on quote B. $3,500 in hardware. $600 in burdened labor. Permit on top. Overhead swallowing $3,000. Financing $800. What's left is the margin. And here's where I argue against my own thesis. The Air Conditioning Contractors of America, ACCA, benchmarks this industry. The median residential contractor's net profit margin is 5.8%. The top quarter hit 13. 5.8% of $9,000 is $520. That part is real, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. The gap between 2,500 in parts and 9,000 on the invoice is not a man getting rich in your driveway. It's the cost of running a licensed, insured, permitted, warrantied business in a seasonal trade. Installs are the lowest margin work in the industry, and ACCA's own writing says so. So, if the margin isn't the villain, what is? Here it is. The number that isn't on any of your three quotes. In 2014, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, published Technical Note 1848. Lead researcher, Domanski. They tested what installation faults do to a working system. Duct leakage, wrong charge, oversizing, low airflow. The finding: improper installation can raise a home's heating and cooling energy use on the order of 30%. 30%. Forever, on the same box you paid for either way. So the real question was never which quote had the smallest markup, it's which one was priced to allow a correct installation. That flips the list. Quote A, the 6200, has the least room to do the job right. The cheapest number on your table is the one most likely to carry that 30% into every summer you own the house. You're not buying a box. You're buying a day of somebody's work you can never inspect. Which is why itemized was the word. Here's what you say. 1. Break the contract into separate line items, equipment with model and serial numbers, materials, permit, and labor. In California, a home improvement contract over $500 has to spell out the materials and a fixed total price. A real contractor answers it in 9 seconds. 2. What's the AHRI certificate number for this matched system? That's the document proving the indoor and outdoor units are rated together. If the coil doesn't match the condenser, you bought a rating you'll never see. 3. What did the manual J load calculation say, and are you pulling a permit? The calculation proves he sized it instead of eyeballing it. The permit means somebody else looks at the work. The honest catch: he's allowed to say no. He doesn't owe you his cost structure, and some good ones won't. You're not really after the number. You're watching how he reacts. That's the tell. And yeah, I know how this sounds. A voice on the internet telling you the repairman's playing games is its own hustle, so go check every name I gave you. The Bureau of Labor Statistics wage. Technical Note 1848. ACCA's benchmarking. They hold up. The point was never to scare you out of buying. It was to walk you in already knowing the game. The number on that quote was never the real number. The real number is the 30% they were betting you'd never calculate. The next one is the 2-window unit brands worth buying, and the clearance window that closes in 6 weeks. YouTube thinks you'll like this video, so click it. And if you made it to the end, you already know more than they'd like. Subscribe,